All right, what's up, everybody? It's Monday night, August 12th. Super excited to give a special presentation today by my buddy Herschel Crowe. He's going to talk about Get Fit mining, where I don't have my watch on my wrist right now, but if you wear a smartwatch or have a Fitbit or use an iPhone or an Android, which I think that's about everybody in the world. I mean, it's sad to say, but my 5-year-old has her own phone right now, and so, I mean, I might put her to work. But what we have here is something truly amazing to where it's like changing the health and wellness realm. We're not sharing supplements. We're not sharing any types of capsules or, anything that we have to talk about and be experts on. All we are doing is sleeping and walking. You can run too. You can walk fast, you can walk slow, but it tracks everything you do on the blockchain inside of a smart contract. So what we have is a decentralized ecosystem around our steps that we're doing and sleeping. So everybody that has a smartphone will have like a Google Fit or a Health that tracks your steps. So now that you're already getting tracked, go open your Health in your phone or your Google Fit or whatever Android people are, like Herschel, he'll tell you, and your phone is tracking that. So being able to get rewarded for doing those daily tasks that you're already doing is phenomenal to me. I've been a part of health and wellness companies. Mike Beal introduced me to health and wellness. My name is, Brian Rhodes. I don't even know if I said that. I'm so excited. About, I don't even know, Mike, it feels like 20 years ago, probably 15 years ago. And we always had something that we put in a shaker cup and we're like, this is making me feel great for an hour, I mean? But what does that product do for an hour? It works for an hour possibly, and you better get up and move your body and, maybe the rest of the day, eat right and do something. But what we got here, when the goal is 20,000 steps, that is a lot of steps. So if you're trying to get 20,000 steps, and Carl's like, yeah, I know, I'm working on that. You're trying to get 20,000 steps. That's more than an hour. You're working on this from like sun up, sundown. You're parking further away. You're taking your groceries in the house one bag at a time. You're doing different things just to get more steps in. You're asking the kids if they want to go for a walk or ride a bike. So what we have is so powerful. People are shedding weight and not even thinking about it because they're too busy trying to get these MoveQuest tokens to convert to USDT. So my results are different than other people's. But I went in, I set up the top miners that I could. I got, as many of the miners as I could. I evolved them to the top. And I've been trying to achieve 20,000 steps every day. And I've been getting right at it. I'm turning all the things, and I'm earning in the last 9 days, I made over $744 if I would have cashed out what I did. Which is incredible because that was 2 days ago. And now looking at the coin that we have, it's over $800 of what I did the 9 days previous that I claimed. My results are very different than everybody else because of the miners that you have. Everybody has different results, but we're hearing some fantastic results from all different people that have all different miners. So, Mike Beal is the one that said, hey, I need you to look at this. And he got me on with the creator, and Lynette basically blew my mind with her blockchain knowledge and what she described on how this works on the back end of the tokenomics of the token that goes along with this. So, I'm not going to go deep into that. All I know is it mimics Bitcoin, and there's nothing else like this out there. I've never seen anything like this, that you can literally generate income without sharing with a single person. You can share it. It helps bring more liquidity to the coin. And, at this point, this early stage, we are looking for as many people that want to, I hate to say this word, but spearhead this movement, like just help us get this out to everybody as fast as you can. And there are some major benefits to that. And, Herschel will touch on that too a little bit later if he will. I'll probably ask him to. But Mike, if you can, come on. And I like to hear Mike Beal's heart because he's been around this industry for so long. And when he saw this, he was so excited. He was stumbling over trying to explain it to me just because it was like, he's like, this is so powerful. Just drop everything you're doing and look at this. And I was like, all right, what is it, man? you know, so when a 7-figure earner reaches out and says, this can truly be the biggest game changer in our life, and everybody is able to do it and will want to do it. So Mike, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Let you introduce Herschel. I'm going to take a drink, but I'm fired up. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you everybody for spending your Monday night with us.
Yeah, Brian, thanks so much. And thanks everyone for being on. Yeah, I got introduced to this. I saw it on one of my buddies' Facebook wall, and it intrigued me because it was about a real utility behind a token. All right. There's actually a real world utility behind it. You have to do something. And a lot of these programs I see in the crypto space, there's nothing to them. Right. And it's just a lot of these things people get in and they get hurt. Right. And when I saw this, I had to get more information, so I got on with the creator, and I come to find out I've known her since I got into this space of direct sales, and we know each other very well. And I just remember her mind just being brilliant when it comes to numbers. And then when she was breaking down how she created this on the blockchain, she finally created something, a smart contract, the way it should be created, just like the blockchain. All right. A self-sustaining ecosystem that we get rewarded by the community, by their activity. Because Herschel's going to go into this. I don't want to keep my part. I want to keep my part very short so you guys can see the process and how this works. But basically, guys, everybody has a phone, a smartwatch, or whatever that's tracking your activity. Everyone gets out of bed in the morning. They go brush their teeth. They go to the bathroom. They go to the kitchen, get water, make their coffee, go to work, pick their kids up from school, living their life. They're moving, they're walking, they're active. You can be rewarded just by living your life, not sharing with anybody else, just extra money coming in. And what we're going to share with you right now, you guys on this Zoom, this is so early that we're getting this token with less people in here at a low price. As this community builds, that's the price of the token's only going to go up. So by the end of this presentation and this Zoom, all you guys are going to want to immediately get in, start holding those tokens, because you're going to see where this is going to go. So I'm going to be quiet. I want to bring on Herschel. Herschel is amazing. He's been very instrumental on doing a lot of these Zooms, educating. He's got more patience than anybody I know in the space and everything. So I give you kudos on that, buddy. Go ahead. I want you to go ahead and take it over and share with
Don't let that stab me.
What's that? Oh, someone came on. Herschel, it's all yours, buddy.
All right, Mike, I definitely appreciate that. And, listening to you and Brian there, I don't even know if I need to do a presentation at this point, because you guys are excited enough to where you pretty much covered all the highlights or what have you. But in all seriousness, this is definitely, if any of you have been in or around the crypto space for a while, you've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And having been in the space for a while myself now, it is truly refreshing to know that I have my hands on something that was really built the way crypto was intended to be. And as we go through this, and it'll be short, to the point, but as we go through it, I want you to think back on many of the, again, for those of you that have been in the space for a period of time, and you think back on the projects that you got yourself involved in that are no longer here, and ask yourself, why are they gone? What value did they actually bring to the masses? What product or service or solution were they actually offering the marketplace? And I believe if you go back and you really, really think about it, the majority of the ones that are no longer here didn't offer anything that people actually needed or really wanted, other than the allure of just making some money. And when we would looked at those projects or programs or what have you, most people would have been extremely excited if they were able to get a consistent 12 to 15% return on whatever their capital outlay actually had been. So just keep that in the back of your mind as we move forward. As Brian and Michael mentioned, we're talking about get fit mining. Now, and I start there But at the same time, I'm about to say that I'm introducing MoveQuest. The reason why is because Get Fit Mining is rebranding itself to MoveQuest in the next 30 to 45 days, because the new brand actually encapsulates a lot more of the true essence of what this platform actually represents. However, MoveQuest, so if you hear me say those two, they're interchangeable, meaning one and the same. But this project has evolved over the past 3 years into a groundbreaking move to earn blockchain ecosystem. And it has been inspired by the original Bitcoin white paper. MoveQuest is designed to be a fully decentralized platform with a self-sustaining ecosystem driven by its peer-to-peer community. That is extremely key, because that's me and you. And this is not just your typical, crypto investment opportunity or platform or whatever the case may be. As we move forward, you will quickly see how it's truly a lifestyle that can be adopted by anybody of all ages. Now, you heard Brian and Michael mention that they're getting up, they're getting their steps in, they're working out, they're doing things beyond what they typically have been doing. And that's because that physical activity, this platform takes that, it truly counts. It takes that physical activity and leverages the blockchain, smart contracts, along with the overall community involvement to create a sustainable economic environment where users can earn daily rewards by providing their proof of physical activity using the devices they already own, your smartphones, smartwatches, and fitness bands. Truly, with this platform, the more you move, the more you have the ability to earn. Now, what actually sets MoveQuest apart? What makes it stand out? Like I said before, it's community driven. It's totally decentralized. The ecosystem is self-sustaining. Self-sustaining meaning we as the community, as we participate in it, if you look at a circular economic chart, and it shows how it's just self-perpetuating long-term. So we, the community, have the ability to drive it, not a creator, not an investor, no one else. We have that ability. Then we have a liquidity provision, which as a matter of fact, I don't know if I've ever been involved in a project that actually had a liquidity provision the way this is actually structured. The reason why is because the developer, the creators behind this project did not come in just to put $1 in their own pocket. This entire platform is totally debt-free. It has been 100% funded out of pocket, not with investor dollars. What does that mean? That means that there are not a lot of tokens that have been handed out at a low cost in large numbers to any investors. The developers did not get any token allocation. The creator received no token allocation. That's what's so beautiful about blockchain. You can go look on the blockchain and see that did not happen for yourself. And what typically on projects ends up happening is the money that typically goes to the people behind the scenes, so to speak, in this particular project goes into a liquidity provision that goes right back into fueling the value of the assets within the platform or what have you, so that it can maintain its stability, along with the additional value we as the community brings to it. So how does it work? The components of the Get Fit mining system are such. We talked about the physical activity. However, there's also, in this instance, the app. The Get Fit mining app, which is available for download on Android and iOS devices. It syncs with Google Fit or Apple Health to track your activities such as steps, distance, calories, workouts, and your sleep. You actually get paid to sleep. Users earn rewards based on their daily physical activity or their sleep, which is kind of cool. Then we have the miners. Now, in addition to the physical activity and the application, the system itself is set up to where the product, the thing that we are actually purchasing, are digital miners. The earnings that we're able to achieve depend on a combination of that physical activity and the mining capacity that each user actually has. This, in a lot of ways, gamifies the experience, motivating users to stay active. You know, we all think about it in our head that, oh, I need to get up and, I need to get some exercise in. I'm out of shape. I want to lose weight. I need, my joints are stiff, whatever the case may be. But a lot of times the remote control and the television incentivizes us not to get up off the couch. Whereas with this particular platform, it becomes motivating when there is financial reward to be more active. So to start earning, users must acquire at least one digital miner. These miners can be upgraded to increase their mining capacity at any time, but each account, so each person that chooses to be a part of this ecosystem has an account, and each account can have up to 7 active miners at a time. And if you can see in the depiction below, we have 5 levels of miners. Everybody starts with the Lenny miner. The lowest powered miner is the Lenny, and then they progressively go up in mining power. So the more physical activity you put forth and the more mining capacity that you have allows you to mine more. Then, so we have the app, we have the miners, and then we have the mining docks. Once the miners have been acquired, the mining dock slots that they will need to be placed in will need to be unlocked. In order to capitalize on a miner's power, it must be placed in one of the 7 available slots. The goal, like I just mentioned, is to have as much mining power docked per account as possible to realize the highest amount of profitability. This, only after the physical activity, is the second major component that helps increase the number of shares that are accumulated each day that ultimately determines the user's daily reward payout. As you can see below, there are 7 docking slots, and in order to unlock these docking slots, they all come with a cost. However, the first one is free, and the price to unlock the docking slots progressively increases as you go forward. Another one. Now, more power. You heard me say you can upgrade at any time. In this ecosystem, we call that the evolution process. Again, here's where the gamification aspect comes into play. Now, do you have to play the game, so to speak? No, you don't. But it's fun to know that you're challenging yourself physically, but at the same time wanting to, especially in a community environment whether it's your family members, friends, people you meet online, it doesn't matter who it is, but knowing that, wait a minute, there's only a certain number of tokens that are being distributed on a daily basis. And the goal here is to get as many of the tokens that's being distributed as possible. What do I mean by that? Early on, you heard me mention the way this platform was designed. It actually follows the true essence of the original Bitcoin white paper. It's going to have a halving every 4 years, just like Bitcoin. It only has 21 million tokens that will ever be put into circulation, just like Bitcoin. And which means we're mining tokens, and there's only a certain amount of tokens that can be acquired on a daily basis. The larger this community grows, Mike mentioned this a few minutes ago, the larger this community grows, what ends up happening is the less number of tokens each person is able to acquire on a daily basis. So if you take that into consideration, number one, everybody under the sound of my voice right now is here early in the project. Since it's been a completely finished product ready to go to the market. As such, we are all in the most opportune time there ever will be, because we have the ability to acquire more tokens now per day with our physical activity than there ever will be in the future. So by actually evolving at this stage to get to the highest amount of mining capacity one can get, puts you in a very, very good position with asset acquisition and accumulation. So everybody starts again where? With a Lenny miner. A Lenny miner costs $50 each. And that Lenny miner provides a 50% mining capacity or mining power. If I want to double the mining power of this Lenny, I can evolve it into a primary miner, which will double its power up to 100%. And that will cost me $30 to do so per Lenny that I want to evolve. Remember before, everyone has to have at least one miner to participate in this ecosystem, but we can have up to 7 in one account operating or working on our behalf at any point in time. If I want more power, I now can take my primary and evolve it up to an ultra miner, which will take me from 100% mining power to 125 for an additional $40 per miner. Then if I want more, I can take my ultra up to an alpha, which will boost its power up to 175% for an additional $60. Again, we start going back to the gamification aspect, just like playing a video game. I need to get this new product or this new weapon or this new thing so that I can outscore my opponents. This works the exact same way. We're just it's just more reality built into it because we as humans are providing the physical activity that works in conjunction with this mining capacity. Now, for those of you that are overachievers and you're looking and saying, wait a minute, I'm already getting it, Herschel. I want the maximum power that I can get. Well, we just showed the evolution from Lenny through primary through ultra up to alpha. Well, the highest powered miner in this ecosystem is currently called an omega miner. An omega miner has a 300% mining capacity or power. Now, in order to get an omega, here we evolve. But to get an omega, we do what's called merge, which means we have to take 2 alphas and merge them into one omega. To do so, regular price is $120 per alpha to get one omega. So this would be collectively $240 to go take 2 alphas into an omega. Right now, just want to note this because I know somebody will be asking in a minute. In the way the system is set up right now, During this rebranding phase to the middle of September, thereabout, this merging is only $100 per alpha into an omega. That makes it $200 worth of $200 to complete that merging process. So, and again, we have 7 available slots. So if you want 7 omegas, you will start with, here's the part that catches some people. So I want you to grasp this now. In order to get 1 omega alpha, you evolve up to an alpha. To get 2 alphas, that means you have to evolve 2 Lennies up to alpha so that you can merge. So if you want 7 of these, it took 2 alphas, so it means it took 2 Lennies to get to 1 omega. So you will need to start with 14 Lennies at $50 each and evolve them all the way up in order to merge into an omega. Just keep that in mind. Now, we talked about the physical activity that everyone has to put forth. The app itself, the miners that go with the ecosystem, the mining dock slots that you put them into, and we talked about the evolution process that you would go through in order to increase the power that you have. So let's say a person wanted to get started. What would they need? How does this work? Well, number one, you would need a dApp wallet. So, we typically recommend MetaMask, but you can use Trust Wallet, Token Pocket, any decentralized application, DeFi wallet with a dApp browser that will allow you access to, Web3 will work, okay? If you have an Android device, you're going to want to download Google Fit. So if anybody's listening right now, you can go ahead and download Google Fit on your phone. If you have an Android, and if you have iOS, you can download Apple Health. Then as you go through, which I will show you momentarily, just so you can get a visual of what this next part of the process actually looks like. But then you would download the Get Fit Mining app onto your mobile device. And you will want to make sure that your dApp wallet is funded with MQT, USDT, and AVAX. Everybody can start with just getting some Avalanche in your wallet for the amount that you want to put toward this project. And then acquiring the USDT and the MQT can easily be done inside of most wallets without a problem. So again, beyond financial gains, while MoveQuest does definitely offer financial rewards, we don't want to lose sight of the fact that it also promotes improved health and fitness. The platform motivates users to stay active, which is just as important, if not more important, than the money. Even though the more you move, the more you have the ability to earn. When we start talking about technology and we start talking about trackers and things like that, I want to make sure we keep the right connotation of the word. Yes, these devices monitor the physical activity through the apps that are already on your phones. So there's nothing data being collected that's not already being collected, whether you technically, if you have these apps on or not, they're already doing the monitoring. Many of you will notice this when you go and look for the first time, and you'll see data already sitting there. However, your privacy always matters. So MoveQuest prioritizes user privacy by ensuring that personal information is not shared with third parties or stored on servers. All transactions occur directly on the blockchain, which guarantees transparency and privacy protection for all in the community. Now, again, we talk about the MoveQuest rebrand, and in honoring our legacy users with continued benefits, that's those individuals that's been here for the last 3 years, those that's been here for the last 6 months, and even those of you that are listening right now. Anybody that actually participates in this platform now is being considered a legacy user prior to the official rebrand to MoveQuest. So as we rebrand to MoveQuest, we will not offer a compensation plan after the MoveQuest brand is officially live. Our current users mining on the Avalanche chain will be recognized as legacy users and will continue to receive compensation on the 11-level structure for helping build this community. You will still be grandfathered in to be able to earn on an 11-level compensation plan. This move will enhance the mining rewards and market value of the token. And removing the compensation also allows for more MQT to be returned to the vault and will allow for targeted marketing for the continued growth of the community. A real business. GetFit Mining, soon to be MoveQuest. Now, what does this actually look like for a person that says, you know what, that sounds kind of cool. I think I may want to participate in something like that. I may want to be a part. What does this actually look like? So let me share a different device with you.
All right, everybody take a guess how many steps he's at. I'm gonna say 17,000. And whoever's right, he's gonna send a whole bunch of MoveQuest too.
So since he said that, I'm gonna start somewhere else. I'm gonna start with getting where you would get ready to get started if you were actually moving forward with this platform. The person that shared this with you would send you an activation code or an activation link. You would go into your dApp browser, your decentralized application browser, inside of whatever decentralized wallet you wanted to use, and you would connect your wallet. The link that they gave you after you connected your wallet would populate where you see activation code. You would need to have a little bit of Avalanche, AVAX, in your wallet, because remember I just said private security, everything is recorded to the blockchain. So even when you sign up, it's not going to a server somewhere, it's actually being saved on the blockchain. So this would require, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 cents, whatever, somewhere, some couple pennies to save your wallet into this ecosystem so that it would be addressed, so that it would be recognized in the system. That's the first step. Now, many of you will, by the time, depending on who you're working with, will have probably already purchased MQT by the time you get to this point. But if you haven't, you will click right here where it says buy MQT, and it will take you directly to Uniswap and allow you to actually purchase MQT on Uniswap with USDT on the Avalanche chain. All right, then that would be in your wallet. Then you would come back to the next step, step number 2, box number 2. So we had step number 1 that had 2 parts in it. Then we go to step number 2. Here is where you actually mint your Lenny miners. The Lenny miners are the only thing you can buy in this entire ecosystem. It's the only thing you can buy. You can unlock your docking slides, but this is the only thing you can buy. Everything else has to be evolved. So you purchase your Lenny miners. You can purchase as many of them as you would like. You would go through this process and you would just rinse and repeat, because each miner is minted in real time. These are not just sitting somewhere waiting for somebody to pull them off a shelf. They're actually minted or crafted in real time, and no 2 miners are exactly the same. So they're all unique. They all have different attributes, of which over time you will learn the significance of that and how that can increase the value of each. Now, We talked about the evolution process, which would be step 3 in the sign-up process. But if you see where it says evolve and merge, optional. This is not something that is required that a person do. It is optional for those individuals that want to play the game or earn more money off of their physical activity. So it's a choice. It doesn't have to be, if you don't want to, if you're not in position to do it right away, that's okay. You can do it at any stage or at any point in the future, whether it be out of pocket or out of profit. Either way works. So here is where you would go in and approve and merge or evolve your miners. Then we go to step 4. Here's where you determine, okay, how many docking slots do I want to open up? When you get here, you'll see the first one, the free one, that will already be green. The remaining 6 will be red. You would literally just click on them, the ones that were red, and say unlock. And then you would unlock each one that you wanted to unlock. If you just wanted to get 2 Lenny miners to get started with, then you just unlock docking slot 2. And that's all you would need to do at that time. If you are one of those that are saying, wait a minute, I get it, I want to get as many of these tokens as I can right now, then you would go ahead and unlock all 7. Make sure all 7 were unlocked. Down below, when we get to step 5, you will see that all of the NFTs that you've purchased will fall in your inventory. So you will be able to see them here. And then in step 6, you have now basically set up your entire account, acquired the assets needed to move forward, as well as docked everything that you need to dock in this process. Then we will go to the mobile aspects. And one of the things in the crypto space that we talked about privacy a few minutes ago, but one of the things that we all, have to be prudent about, and that's security. So as you notice on the page in front of you at the bottom, you'll see where it says external wallet, and then it says spending wallet. Now, we connected our wallet to the Web3 browser or website, decentralized application. However, the application that we actually do all of our mining with or through, we never have to connect our wallet to it. So we never put our wallet at risk by mining in this platform. What they've done is they've created an internal spending wallet. What is the significance of that? Well, as you will see momentarily when I go over to show you the app, and everything, and remembering everything takes place on the blockchain. When we submit our data on a daily basis and when we claim our rewards, all of those are blockchain transactions, and all blockchain transactions require a gas fee or a transaction fee of some sort. We as community members or people that are involved in this platform are responsible for that. Therefore, we take, since all of this is on the Avalanche chain, we take our AVAX and we send it from our internal wallet to our internal spending wallet. So we keep our wallet safe and just put what we need there when we need it there. So, some people are saying 10, 15, 20 bucks or what have you, and then they just top it up whenever they need some more. But here's the significant thing about all of that. You're earning more than the fees ever will be. That is the important piece to remember in the process. Once you've done that, down below, if you're doing this on your phone, and this can be done on your phone or on a PC. If you're doing it on the phone, right here, you would just click Google Play to download the app if you haven't already done so. Or if you're on iOS, you would just click download on the App Store. Okay. One thing to keep in mind, many of you that have iPhones some of you may be familiar with Test Flight. Some of you may not be familiar with Test Flight. It's just a I guess you would say for applications that have not been finalized in the App Store, you can still access them through Test Flight. So if you download Test Flight on your phone, which when you click this button on an iPhone, it's actually going to give you those instructions. It's just a simple app. And then once you have it downloaded on your phone, then it gives you the button to click to download Get Fit Mind. It's a simple process. I just don't want anybody confused when they see Test Flight and want to know what that is. Once you've done all of that, then you're ready to go look at the app. And I don't know who's going to be close to what Brian said, but not quite 17 yet. It's only 16,000. I'll get the other 4,000 before the night's over. I promise. Or whatever, to max out my daily goals. So for those of you just seeing this for the first time, if you notice along the top of the screen, you'll see the 5 categories scrolling through that we mentioned earlier: steps, calories, distance, workouts, and sleep. You also notice around each one is what looks like a circle being closed around it. That's an indicator that lets you know how close you are to reaching your daily goals. What that means is if you reach your daily goals in each of the 5 categories, what you've now done is you've maximized your earning potential based on the strength or the power that your miners actually have. So again, when we say the term, the more you move, the more you earn, and we'll put a little caveat there for sleep, but the more you move, the more you earn. So do we believe everybody, do I or anybody else actually close or reach every one of these goals every day? No, very few, if any. However, the goal, again, is to motivate each individual to try to get closer and closer. Some days you may hit it, some days you may not. Some days you may not be able to sleep 8 hours. Some days you can. Some days you may not be able to get a 2-hour workout in. Some days you can. So, but the goal is to try and maximize your earning potential on a daily basis. So here is what it will look like once you have all of your miners docked. And at any point in time, you could actually go and see what your miners actually look like. Each one of them definitely has a different appearance, and they all have different, if you look down below where you see steps, calories, workout, sleep, down below, each one of these has a bonus attached to it. So for this particular miner, this is an element miner. So I believe, I forget all my different categories here, so I can't think if this is outside. Mother Nature, I believe you get bonuses for walking outside. I believe it's either that one or the nature one. But anyway, when you see steps, I get a 4% bonus for steps, 3% bonus for distance. Calories gets a 7% bonus. Workouts gets a 3%. Sleep 8%. What's the significance of that? Inside of this ecosystem, there's also being built a marketplace. These items are digital assets that you own. If a person sleeps a lot, for example, that person may want to buy this miner from you, especially if they're sitting there and their miners give a 1% bonus for sleep. They're looking for NFTs or miners that give them more credit for sleeping more. So now we have an economy of people that's trading assets and buying more assets at the same time to get to where they can actually mine more based on what it is that they do on a daily basis. So that's just something else that I'm just touching on to keep in mind as well. So a person comes in, they do their physical activity on a daily basis, and then let's go down here to the bottom where it says earnings. the end of the day, you will see where on the left side, where it's in the green wrapped around it, where you can see yesterday, August the 10th, where I submitted my data for the day, my shares for the day, which gave me credit for August the 10th. Yesterday was August the 11th. Here you will notice, got a little more work in yesterday than I did the day before. So on this day, I had 8,265,312 shares. What does that mean? That means I did almost 3 times as much in shares than I did the day before. But I can look at the activity and see the difference, which means I'm going to earn more for that day. And I will outperform this today from yesterday. So I'll earn more today than I did yesterday, as far as shares is concerned. Okay. Now, what does that mean as far as money is concerned? So let's go down to the bottom and let's look at history. Well, I'm going to go down and look at the last, 7 or 8 days. And we'll just pick the last 3, for example, on here. And if you go over to the far right-hand corner, you see a little eyeball, the last column, I should say, you'll see an eyeball. When you click on each one of these eyeballs, it pops up and shows you how many tokens you earned in rewards for that day. After all the tallies and everything are in, how much you actually earned for that day. So in this particular day, that was 26 tokens for that day. Now, mind you, the value of the MQT token prior to me jumping on this call was $3 a token. So if you look at 26 tokens at $3, pretty decent day at the office. The next day, 25 tokens. The next day, 28 tokens. And it just keeps going. 19 that day, 8 that day. Why? Because I didn't put in the same amount of work. So I still had the same amount of miners. This is an account with all Omega miners, but I didn't put in the work on those days. When I saw the drop in what I was earning per day, that is the reason why this will be 20,000 before midnight. That is why this will be 10 miles before midnight. That is why that other 28 minutes will be done before midnight. I can't do anything about the sleep I did last night, but that's okay. So that is how the platform works. That is how you turn your physical activity through the use of the miners in this platform into tokens that can be converted into spendable cash. But keep in mind, the more people that come into the ecosystem, there's only a finite number of tokens that are distributed on a daily basis. Right now, because we're in the first, we're in the beginning, actually, we haven't made 2 weeks of mining on this, on the new chain. We've been mining on the Binance Smart Chain prior to this. We just launched with Clean Tokenomics on the Avalanche chain. So right now, on a daily basis, there's only 2,500 tokens being injected into the marketplace, which is great for the community, because the whole goal behind this is to not have an excessive amount of tokens in the marketplace, in distribution, or in circulation, as we're building a community of people that are coming into and supporting the ecosystem. After September the 15th, as we continue to grow the way we are right now, there will be 5,008 tokens distributed on a daily basis for the next 4 years per day. So you start asking yourself, Herschel, wait a minute. There's let's just say less than 500 people right now mining these tokens. If there's only 5,008 tokens being distributed every day, wait a minute, Herschel, what happens when there's 10,000 people on the platform? Yeah, you're right. That means there's not one token to give everybody. But keep in mind, most people on here have some Bitcoin, but most people on here have never owned a whole Bitcoin. The more people that come into this ecosystem, however, the more the ecosystem and the way the tokenomics works, it has to give somewhere. And the buy pressure is what drives the value of the token up. So right now, 26 tokens may be worth $75 a day, thereabout. Whereas 90 days from now, when there's 10,000 people in here, and we're all scraping to get 0.25 MQT, that 0.25 MQT in and of itself may be $75 a token. It's math. It's not speculation. It's just math based on the way the ecosystem actually works. So if you can see that, if any part of that makes any sense, you can see the value proposition of being in early, accumulating tokens where you're actually able to get 25, 30, 40, 50 tokens a day for those that see the picture and really want to go move and get it, which I'm about to do. Move and go get it consistently, so that when the value of the token goes from $3 a token in the future to $50 a token or $100 per token, and you've been accumulating that token, the value of what that looks like at that time is astronomical. And so, guys, Brian, Mike, I'm gonna turn it back to you guys. If there's any questions, happy to answer them. But that's what I got, sir.
Yeah, Herschel, thanks so much for that. Are you guys really seeing the bigger picture now on where we are this early in this project? How we're getting these tokens at $3. There's only so much that's getting allocated on a daily basis. And most of us, some of us are getting 10, 20, 30, 40 tokens a day, all right, at $3. Now, I was doing the numbers. I was talking to the creator, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to do it on the low end. If we get this community to 25,000 people, and they all just get the Lenny, 7 Lennies, just the basic miners, the value of the token is $5,100 with 25,000 people in a project. That's nothing in one of these projects. $5,000 a token, that's more than Ethereum. All right. Now, what if we get in 100,000, 200,000? What if they upgrade to bigger miners, right? Or get more Lennies? That just increased it to, I'm not even going to say the numbers. It's insane what's happening here. So guys, you will not get this time back on getting these tokens at this price and getting as many tokens in this project. All right. I hope that really sits in for you guys watching this. And I think as a community, as a whole on this Zoom, we should be bonding together, getting people, sharing this with more people, because what's going to drive the token up, getting them on these Zooms and letting us let Herschel explaining this, and we'll get better and better at this and just do our part. Let's all just team up and just share this out, because we're all going to rise to the top, because rising tide raises all ships, right? And that's what we have. All right. You're at this at the beginning with us. And I'm getting goosebumps because I know where it's going to go, literally, because I'm stocking up my coin. I don't want to get rid of any of them right now. In 90 days to 121 days, I have a goal, what I want to do, and the people that I want to help. And I'm sure you do as well. So I don't know if you guys are with me. Let's do this. Okay.
I'm with you,
Brian.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, because this is an easy conversation to have with anybody. Talking to Julie Robertson on here. I mean, she knows a ton of mall walkers, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for everybody. I do have one question, Herschel.
Yeah.
I have an Apple Watch, so I did not have an Apple Watch. I just had my Apple phone, but I noticed that it worked a lot better for an Apple Watch instead of my phone, because I kept setting my phone down. But does a Fitbit work for, how does a Fitbit work?
Yes, you can use just about any peripheral device. Fitbit can be used with an iPhone.
David's got
However,
a brain on it.
there is a third-party app that has to be downloaded in order for Fitbit to work. You know, Fitbit and Apple competitors there. So there's a third-party app that you sync your Fitbit to, and then that app will feed your data into your iPhone, Apple Health.
Okay. And how does sleep work for Androids and iPhones?
Well, I mean, those things have nothing to do with Get Fit mining. Those are things that are already functions on your phone right now. Apple Health, if you go into Apple Health, it has a sleep function in there. So, you know, they've programmed it, believe it or not, your phone, it can detect, first of all, when your phone is not moving for an extended periods of time, then, you know, it recognizes that as you being asleep. You have to set up, and I know on iPhone, you have to set up a sleep schedule for 7 days of the week, just so that it knows kind of roundabout, you know, your sleeping patterns. But it also has sensors that if you sleep with your phone on your nightstand and things of that nature, that it can detect, you know, your breathing patterns, whether you're snoring and things like that, to tell you the quality of sleep that you're getting. Again, that would be something that I would highly recommend to get more technical information on, to actually go and either, if you have Android or iOS, to Google, you know, the sleep apps on the phone themselves, and you'll get a lot more detailed information than I would be able to give you, other than the fact that I know they work for the purposes intended of this platform. It does track, you know, your sleep. For those that have an Android device, and then with that, then, you know, Android is more a la carte. So we download a separate app, another third-party app to track sleep, which is called Sleep as Android, if you have an Android device or what have you. But that, once you get ready to go through that part, we definitely will have, you know, offer assistance to help walk you through the setup process, or whatever the case may be, whether it be myself or Brian or whomever. And then just keep in mind that Get Fit has live customer support as well, Monday through Friday from, I believe, 10 a.m., 10 or 11 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, also for
Drop that in the chat.
For the hard problems. For the hard stuff, you know, and again, because we have to keep in mind that there's hundreds, if not thousands, of different peripheral devices, watches and bands and all of that kind of stuff. And no one person is going to be an expert on each and every one of the makes and models, even though they all pretty much function the same way. So you have to find that, sometimes you may have to find the right app or whatever to make the connection, but it's all doable.
All right. I see David's unmuted. You got a question, David?
No, I was just going to say I'm an Android user, and as Herschel was mentioning, every wearable has its own native third-party application, but most of the name brand ones do synchronize with Google Fit. I was just pulling up Google Fit, and it does synchronize my sleep right into Google Fit, so you don't need a third-party app to track sleep on an Android.
If you're wearing a peripheral device.
Correct.
And if you sleep with that peripheral device on.
Correct.
With you having a ring, that is correct. But if a person does not have a peripheral device,
right,
there will be no tracking of sleep without a third party app.
Absolutely.
Or what have you. But yes, you are 100% correct.
And there's a lot of wearables out there that are very inexpensive. You can get a fitness band for $30-40 on Amazon.
You can get them in Walmart too. So yeah.
I mean, I just went and I didn't buy this is an Apple Watch. I just got an extra $9 on my monthly bill on my cell phone. I didn't have to buy that outright. So well, you guys,
I will say this: you don't have to have a peripheral device, but I will say it will pay for itself in short order, because there are so many more data points that it collects you're leaving money on the table without one. Even though it's not required, you're leaving money on the table without it.
Any other questions? I see Carl, you had a question, but then you disappeared. I don't know if Herschel did such a good job. You know, but yeah, I mean, do Fitbits work good for Androids too? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Fitbit
Yes.
work for Android as well.
Answer that. Yeah.
Okay, it was answered. Okay, so yeah,
You, you
what's
said you're
up,
leaving
Jack?
money on the table, without the watch, you say, without like an Apple Watch, let's say. Is that
Well,
what you
it doesn't have to be an Apple Watch, just a peripheral device. And what I mean by that is you will notice that if like now I'm doing this presentation, right? My phone is virtually sitting down while I'm sitting here. But as I was doing my presentation, some of you are like, man, why don't you just be still? Well, because I'm getting paid to talk right now. I'm moving my hands and I'm actually getting data points where this is tracking steps as I'm moving. So I've clocked points while I've been sitting here.
got it?
So,
Thank you.
yeah, with your phone sitting on your desk, if you're at work and things like that, if you get up and go to the bath, shoot, I forgot my phone. Just to all that
Yep.
adds up, right? Over the course of the day, the week, the month, that adds up. And that, you left the cost a $30 band from Walmart or Amazon, it pays for itself.
Yeah. So now when you're talking to people out in public, you're like real demonstrative, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're like, why don't you be still and like talk to me here? No, I'm walking around in circles.
I like it. So
Hey, come go with me.
what is the Android app for Fitbit to communicate with Google Fit?
What now?
What is the Android app for Fitbit to communicate with Google Fit?
I don't have a Fitbit, so I'm not sure. Maybe the regular Fitbit app, I would assume, because the Fitbit app works on Android, to my understanding. And for those of you that are Android users, Android is getting away from Google Fit, they say, toward the end of this year. They've started migrating to what's called Health Connect. So everything that you do, even now, well, even though we're downloading Google Fit, because that's tracking all of our data points that we need for steps, distance, calories, and workouts or what have you, but you will also have to connect through Health Connect. It's a simple process, so I don't want anybody to think it's like a whole lot that they have to do or whatever. It's very simple and very intuitive once it's been explained to you or once the instructions have been put in front of you to do so. And once you set it up, it's done. And then from that point forward, you just go about your business of moving and earning or what have you. But yeah, it's Get Fit Mining is Get Fit Mining, and it receives its data from Google Fit. Everything else is no different than a person that wanted to track their health data or their activity if Get Fit didn't exist. We just have to get that data onto your device. Once it's there, we just connect it with Health Connect, and it feeds directly into the Get Fit Mining app. And you don't have to be the expert on that. Trust me, we got plenty of people around here that will be more than happy to assist you with that effort.
That's what I love about this community. Everybody's helping each other because all it's going to do is help everybody and help yourself, and there's no weird animosity if someone recruits someone else that someone knows is still going into the whole company and
all goes
ecosystem.
Yep.
And I mean, think about it too. A lot of people on here might be relationship marketers or network marketers are trying to find something that they can do from home to make more money. This could possibly be, the one, because I see walking groups, running groups, CrossFit people, anybody that's out there doing any type of activity, jump on.
Cyclists, bike ride, cycle groups. Oh man.
Imagine who you bring it to, and then they just 10,000 people comes in just from that. So this could be the one that literally will give us that passive income for just walking. Like I would love to just walk the beach all day long.
And I'll share this with
I'll keep
some of
doing
you
my
that may,
job.
and I'll share this with some of you that may not be familiar with some of the other move to earn programs that have actually come to the market in the past 2, 3, 4 years or so. One is called Steppin, and another is called Sweatcoin. Mind you, those were not decentralized platforms. Those projects took investment dollars. Those projects gave investors a lot of coins. The developers took coins. Everybody took coins. They put 2 million people, 2 million people in Steppin in 6 months.
Oh my gosh. What would our coin be? $100,000? I mean,
Way
that's
more. Yeah, more than that. 2 million. Yeah.
so imagine if you went and got 30 of them right now from, running all over the place and saved those. I bought an extra 1,000 and put it in a different wallet and just gonna try to forget about it and come back 10 years later and see what it looks like. What I wish I did when Mike Beal told me about Bitcoin.
This is a completely decentralized platform based on wallets. If they have the ability to acquire a wallet and fund it and move, they're good to go.
Yeah. If you have multiple.
Why are you going away?
Mike, you're on mute. If you got multiple phones, you can set up an account for your kids, and then they can start earning some money to, do whatever with, save money for college, save money for a car, so you just need another phone because you can't have multiple accounts on one phone in your health app or your Google Fit app. So yeah, your kids got smartphones, download MetaMask, put some Avalanche in there. Let's schedule a Zoom. I'm trying to help anybody and everybody I can as much time as I got. So is Herschel. And but this is fun. I see more questions coming in. So yeah, no age limit. I mean, it's just a wallet. It's decentralized. Getting paid to do what you are doing anyways. And when you do help enroll people, you do get paid more MQT. You just claim it and instantly it goes right to your wallet. And you can convert that over to USDT or Avalanche or hold it,
Hold it.
Hold it.
Yeah, hold it.
Hold it.
So it's yeah. Any more questions? You can unmute, or I'll go ahead and end the recording, and then we can go from there. So, well, we'll end this. So Wednesday night we'll get on here and have more of like how to get set up. Judy's got a question. What's up? Hi, Judy. Just unmute. There you go.
Hey there. Thanks for taking my question. Herschel, you mentioned that there is a third-party app that one can use to connect a Fitbit to an Apple device, because I have a Xiaomi Fitness Band 8, and I'm finding it's tracking everything except my workouts. I'm not getting credit for workouts.
Okay, that's going to be, if you said that you got a Xiaomi, I would definitely get in contact with customer support Monday through Friday before 4 p.m. Eastern and allow them to assist you with that. They're definitely going, like I said earlier, there's so many different devices and apps. Without seeing it, playing with it, no, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Or whatever. But support is very familiar with the Xiaomi, and they'll be able to help you with that, or pretty much be able to tell you. Matter of fact, you may even be able to send a message in the support chat on Telegram and get an answer to what app you would need for that model.
Yeah, or I could just simply grab an iPhone or an Apple Watch, rather.
Yeah, my Apple
Watches are awesome.
Works great for the workouts. The phone, I couldn't get the workout to work. Is that right, Herschel? The workouts wouldn't work.
Workouts, you can't start a workout on an iPhone. So that's one of the 5 categories that you would not be able to earn credit in, because there's no function to do that. On Android, however, you don't have to have the peripheral. You can just click the button and start a workout.
Well,
But,
cool thing about Apple, when I'm walking, it says, "Are you working out?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am. I am working out."
it will do that as well. It will do that as well.
All right,
Okay, break it up, guys. Break it up. Break it up.
We have
Herschel,
Apple and Android fights all the time here. So
Herschel, you know I'm Team Apple.
Uh-huh.
I am Team Apple all the way. Okay.
Understand.
Android.
You got a Xiaomi band and not an iPhone band. Okay, I got you. You're not all the way.
So Catherine,
You know what? Give me a week.
Okay.
so Catherine, so if somebody's in a wheelchair, obviously they're not walking, but
Yes.
you can use a watch and swing your arm, and this counts.
Okay. Yes, that does. But it's also every time they roll,
That's true too.
that's a step. So the more they roll, the more they earn. I mean, just literally. And when you look at workouts, there are wheelchair workouts. There's something here for everybody.
I like it. One other question. On the compensation side,
Yes.
what changes September 15th that's like locked in, or is it speculative on how that changes?
No.
Mm.
Right now, everyone that comes in has the ability to share this with others and receive a commission or reward for helping build the community that goes 11 levels deep, where there's something being generated on your 11th level all the way up. Okay. As of the beginning of September the 15th, or whenever the rebrand comes, there will only be a 1-tier affiliate commission. There will probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of a 20% first tier reward for sharing it with someone else. However, if those individuals fall in your 11 level tier, you still get paid 11 levels. So even if that person just shares it with one person, and that person may share it with 20 more people, wherever they fall, you're still earning if they fall in your genealogy anywhere 11 levels deep.
It's pretty cool. It's powerful. We'll never get this time back.
And if you get, let's just say, this is just hypothetical numbers here, but let's just say you shared this with 10 people, over the next 30 days, and those 10 people shared it with 5 or 10, each. Well, now you have an army of people that will continue. Put like this: if you believe people making anywhere from $5 a day, just think about it. $5 a day, upwards of $100 a day right now. What this will look like when there's 10,000, 5,000, 10,000 people, 25,000 people here. The numbers start getting insane. And if you believe people would be, let's just take it back down to $5. If everybody could make $5 a day, that would be 30 days out of the month. That's $150 per month. I think I said it at the beginning of this call or what have you. Most people would be happy for a 15% return on investment. Well, let me just tell you, if you were only making $5 a day in this platform right now, and I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it up front, you're lazy. And you don't sleep. You don't go to the bathroom, and you don't eat.
I love it.
So that being said, if to make $5, matter of fact, I know a gentleman on this call right now. I'm not going to call him out, but if he raises his hand, I'll let him say it. He has 7 Lennies, but he maxes out his physical capacity on a daily basis. And he's averaging about 10 MQT a day. I'm giving him a chance. But anyway, he's averaging about 10 MQT per day at $3 a token. That's $30 a day. 7 Lenny's, $350. $180 to unlock the docking slots. Let's just all in. Let's just round it off and let's say he paid $600 investment. All in, $600 investment. 10 making $30 a day. That's $900 a month. So you do that math. That's 150% return investment in 30 days.
Man, this is exciting.
Now, I'm not saying his results are going to be yours because he's not lazy. But he has the lowest powered miners this ecosystem offers, but he puts in the work. Somebody else may want to put in less work and just evolve to a little bit more power. That's how that's where the gamification comes in. Then you're going to have those that say, wait a minute, I want the most power and I'm going to put in the work. That's where the real results come.
I love it. I can't wait to say I bought a house from walking. That's going to be weird. You know, like, wait a second. Bought this house from walking. All right. Well, I love it. Thank you. Great questions, everybody. Get with the person that invited you, schedule a way to get set up and get your account set up. And if you're new and you just invited somebody, get the person above you to help, and we'll jump on Zooms. Whoever invited you, if I invited you, just reach out. They'll help you and your team. Herschel's there, Mike's there. Good thing is Mike and Herschel, they introduced this to me, so we can reach out to them too. So, you know, thank you guys for being here. Wednesday will be on 9 o'clock Eastern again, same link and everything. You can invite to that. We'll do a short like what it is, and then just say, hey, now we're gonna set up an account. So if you can, get ready, buy some crypto, and we'll talk about ways of moving your crypto over to the Avalanche chain on MetaMask. You know, or if you're a Trust Wallet person, you can ask questions. It's going to be like unmute yourself, ask questions, and we'll just be there to answer everything and just be on there for like an hour, hour and a half. And then we're going to go out walking. So, all right. I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Herschel. Thanks, Mike.
All right.
Good to see everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll
right.
see you
Have a
guys
good
on
night.
Wednesday night. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.